Well, it's Friday lunchtime and we've just arrived in Ghent off the train from Voorschoten, and we are very excited because we are here for the ordination to the priesthood of Matt Thijs. So what is ordination? Ordination is when the church recognises and affirms the calling of an individual to become a leader. And within the Church of England we recognise 3 levels of leadership or ministry: deacon, priest and bishop. So Matt was ordained a year ago as deacon. Now he's being ordained as priest. There are no plans at this stage for the 3rd level of ministry. And you might also be wondering, what's the difference then between being a priest and being a curate? Well, think of it a bit like a car and having a driving license. Being a priest is like having your driving license, whereas being a curate is the car you own at a particular time. When Matt finishes here in a few years' time, he will go on to be a chaplain or a vicar or a rector somewhere else. But he will continue to be a priest in the same way that a driver continues to hold their driving license even though they have different vehicles at later stages in their life. A lot of us in the congregation have been asking, what do you buy somebody who's getting ordained as a gift? Well, we couldn't think of anything original, so we decided to ask the person who knows Matt best, his wife Lizelle.
Well, Ruin, you actually put me on the spot a bit because you asked me what he would like, and it is extremely difficult to buy a gift for my husband because he always says that he has everything he needs. But if any of you know Matt, you'll know that he loves to read. We have just stacks of books at home. So I thought that it would be a really cool idea if maybe we could get together some book recommendations from people that he's known from his past, people who have influenced him in some way in his ministry or have walked alongside him. So I spoke to you about it. You thought it was a great idea, and that's what I did.
So we've got a list, and we'll put a few pictures up just as we're talking here. But just tell us what this looks like in practice, this list, and how it works.
So there is a website called Goodreads, and my husband loves it. And Matt goes on it. You can basically log the books that you've read, the books that you want to read, and then there are different ratings. People can rate the book, and you can also join in with a bunch of friends then and say, you know, what have you read and what have I read, and sort of compare notes. So I made this book for him that is basically his own private Goodreads, and it's got all the books that have been recommended by people. And there were about 16 people that I spoke to, and they recommended at least 3 or 4 books. So he's got a very big list of all the books that are recommended by people from his past and present.
We're going to give this to him on Sunday in the service, but we also got, how do we pay for this? Of course, so what we did is we sent a secret email to as many people as we could in the congregation saying, please, could you donate something, contribute something? And I haven't got the exact figure at this stage, but I think we're in the 700s at the moment, 700 plus
Wow.
euros, which is extraordinary. So there's a real chance he could buy every single book on this list with that money. And we're going to make that into a book token and then and give it to him on Sunday as an ordination gift. Thank you so much, and also for being a partner in crime as we put this together.
It's been very sneaky.
So we've now arrived at the church, and this is where the Anglican Church in Ghent meets every Sunday. And the reason the ordinations are being held here is because it's one of the biggest churches in the diocese. So lots of space for physical distancing. Now, we can't film during the service, but that's online. There's a YouTube link available. But we're going to go in now, and we'll see you afterwards. So, here we are, after the service. Matt,
Ruin.
the priest, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good, and it was a really lovely service. It was lovely that people were here, because last time I was by myself, so it was lovely. Lovely to be ordained together with other colleagues, so really good, yeah.
Excellent, joyful occasion.
Absolutely.
And you've had a bit of preparation yesterday as well. You came yesterday and there was
Yeah.
some prep. Just tell us what that was all about.
I had a retreat was organised for us here yesterday afternoon, and Sam van Leer, the Archdeacon, led that. And we had a few talks and some time of reflection together, and in the evening we had some time with the bishop, which was really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And a really challenging question, but what do you think God's been saying to you the last 24 hours or so?
Well, I think when I started out on this journey, I wasn't quite sure. In fact, I wouldn't say I had to be bullied in the beginning, but there was, I think, as the journey, as I got further along the journey, it became clear to me that this was my calling. So I guess an affirmation of this calling is what I've been sensing for the last week or so.
Real affirmation of a calling,
Yeah.
That's great. And just finally tell us what your plans are. It's now Saturday at, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
You're on duty tomorrow morning?
Yes.
What are your plans for the rest of the day? I'm
going to be having some delicious food, and I'm going to be, of course, preparing for tomorrow morning. And I'm also going to be having a nap. So,
Having a nap?
Yeah.
Very good, well earned. Well, from a joyful Ghent and a wonderful occasion, back to the church.
and also thank you to everyone for all the lovely messages.